Well, I know there was a continuation on this damn video, one way or another. Weaver Johnson, how you guys doing, internet people? I don't know, one guy calls them internet people, but me, I just say sports fans. It's easier for me to say it. I could say sci-fi nuts or anything else like that, but it just doesn't work. You know, when you're talking to other people, sometimes you talk to them on the side. You know, talk to them off the side. You don't stare at a camera unless you're going to be concentrating and concentrating. And you know, I just can't do that these days. I'm going to talk to people. Sometimes I talk to them a little bit off the side. It may piss them off a little bit, but you know, I'll try to get the thing to them because I'm uncomfortable when it comes down for a camera, and I'm sure as hell uncomfortable looking at myself in the mirror. And the mirror is the camera screen. Talking on a laptop, I can see myself in every way, shape, or form. So if I'm like, I can see from the corner of my eye. I can only cover so much vision here of how I'm doing and how I'm seeing and how I'm being perceived at this point over here. Embarrassing yourself sometimes. Imagine how we were like, what if we were able to walk around with a camera on our face, and besides filming what we're seeing, and we're also showing our face and reactions, we're also able to see our reactions. Stick a cell phone on our face all the damn time. And as you're trying to record, it's easy enough to point the lens at a certain topic. But when the topic is you, kind of hard to have that kind of vision, you know? Because we don't like looking at ourselves. I don't even like looking at myself sometimes. I think I'm the ugliest son of a bitch around here in the first place. I may have been a handsome gentleman a long time ago, but I'm a fat fuck. I'm old, I'm fat, and 40. I say ugly things about myself because I really don't have anything good to say about myself in the first place as I get older. A lot of things breaking down, a lot of nervous habits still haven't been taken care of these days, and I wish I had. Look at the nails, see if they're trimmed or not. Me, I'm usually chewing off the damn skins. Habits. Old habits. Old habits hard to break. Itchy skin that needs to be taken care of. Itchy hair, itchy stuff. So it's kind of hard to look at yourself in the mirror, seeing how you're growing old. It's even worse is when you start looking at your damn videos and saying, oh my God, was I that young? Was I doing this thing? And it's embarrassing as hell. It's embarrassing as hell. I talk about myself. I try to get myself looser and looser when it comes out for videos, but it's just not. It's not the easiest damn thing in the world because we're self-conscious. It's even worse is when we're looking at a computer screen right now and staring at a screen, or actually staring at the camera, and you're like, of course, if you happen to look at yourself in the mirror, that's when you get the, oh no, what am I doing? Of course, if you happen to look at yourself in the mirror, and you feel a little more relaxed and looser, you can act pretty damn silly because nobody else is watching you. It's even worse is when you're looking at a camera screen on a laptop or cell phone or whatever, and you see yourself there. How do you see yourself? How are you supposed to see yourself at this point over here? I mean, how are you supposed to be able to view yourself? And I'm not talking physical at this point. I'm talking metaphysical. I'm talking mentally. I could be talking spiritually. How are you able to deal and cope with the image? That's a hard enough question for me sometimes, because sometimes I wonder about that. I've made too many damn audio recordings about myself. About other things comes off my head. Memories, feelings, stress, grief, anxiety, everything else. Politics, school, anything else has been happening these days. I hardly ever do anything about recipes because I'm not that much of a cook. So I don't share cooking videos all that much. Except how to screw things up. It's even better. For me, it's using the video just to get out of myself. Maybe try to make this into a bigger, grander thing than it should be. If we're doing videos about ourselves or talking about ourselves, we should keep the damn thing simple, in my humble opinion. And the thing is, we've got our own humble opinions. Oh, I'm sorry. We've got our own opinions. That's the problem. We have opinions about ourselves and about others. We have to share that around. We have to brainwash everybody else to want to do our own opinions. You ever seen the movie Matrix? Of course you have. The trilogy. The last one. Mr. Smith. Hugo Weaving. Love that character. Love that actor. He's been in a hell of a lot of movies, and he's got this unique voice of how to speak. I'm going to put it bluntly with you, Mr. Anderson. You are Neo, and you'll do this. I need to get out of here. I will get out of here. Your mind is the key. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not Neo. You're somebody else. You're so distinctive. I love it. His character's multiplied like a damn virus. Imagine seeing yourself like that. My God, that would drive me crazy. Everyone with the same damn viewpoint. I know. The ugly damn thing of pee coming out. Pandora's box opening up again where everything else is ugly coming out. And that's what we deal with. We deal with the ugliness of ourselves. We deal with the ugliness of everything else around us, and we think it's normal. We think it's fine. We think it's perfectly acceptable. We have our own different viewpoints of what ugly is and what theoretically beautiful is supposed to be. Everyone has a different viewpoint of it. From the top to the bottom. And everywhere else in between, which is us. We've got our own definitions of what it's supposed to be. We have our own style. We have our own way of looking at it. We're supposed to look at it that way because we got no other definitions. We got nothing else to go by except up, down, or probably in between. How do we look at ourselves in the mirror? How do we look at ourselves in the camera? How are we looking at ourselves, period? We have viewpoints of a lot of things, of a lot of topics. We have experiences that we draw upon. We talk to other people about it. We try to find commonality. And that way we're finding bits of ourselves being reflected around. Now, either we can get used to a world being populated by Mr. Smith and everything else that he represents, with the whole world going hell in a handbasket, it's raining like crazy, dark and gloomy and dismal, because the guy is dark and gloomy and dismal. Therefore, everything else should be dark and gloomy and dismal because that's the way we're feeling. That's the way we want our world to look like. We don't know what the sunny skies look like, if they're going to be roasting our asses off, or it's going to be nice and cool enough for us to enjoy. Kingston Point, you could have a nice overcast day and be roasting your asses off. But how are you on the inside? Some people can look at rainbows after a storm. They're going to be looking after and trying to chase rainbows. Then again, some people just look and there's a rainbow. Do you want to chase storms? Chase twisters. Okay. Twister's going to chase you, or are you going to chase the twister? People avoid hurricanes like a plague because they're dangerous. How about some people who like to sail into the storms? Because they are dangerous, and so is the people going into them because they're crazy. We call them crazy. They call them adventurous. Okay. So how do we look at ourselves? How are we looking at ourselves in the viewpoints? Hey, I'm seeing skin being shed as I keep scratching my forehead and seeing all the dead skin falling off. Or having hair. But that's a physical attribute. That's not the mental. That's not the emotional attributes. That's not the spiritual attributes. How are we doing? How are we looking? How are we feeling? It's easy enough to avoid cameras. Because we avoid cameras, we avoid mirrors, we avoid what it means to look like ourselves. As ourselves. Trying to be ourselves. And then we end up being something else. Because we're totally self-conscious and we don't even like it. So now we've got to go throughout the world saying, am I like this? Am I like this? Am I like this? And the people say, I don't care, I'm tough, I'm this, I'm this. I'm like, give me a break. You're not showing your insecurity, you're not showing your sensitive side at this point over here. You're not showing what kind of a wimp you are at times, and what kind of a human are you? If you're not going to be showing your weaknesses from time to time, then what the hell are you then? A facade. Gas bag. Pretend. Inhuman. This is not about life lessons. Then again, you can look at it as a life lessons. You take it or leave it. I, myself, I tell you, at times when I really get this damn philosophical, it scares the hell out of me because now I'm looking at myself and I'm talking to myself about it. And it's pissing me off. And at times I'm usually hitting the damn delete button trying to get rid of this damn shit instead of publishing out there and embarrassing the living crap out of myself. Why? Welcome to humanity. Welcome to being human at this point over here. Welcome to being a complete blithering idiot. And if you can't be a blithering idiot, how about just a regular idiot? But, I mean, that's what it means being a human. I laugh, I cry, I commiserate, I go through the agonies. If there was any joy, sometimes I'll take it. Sometimes people look at me pretty damn weird. Well, define weird these days. We've got a lot of things happening these days, and I don't find anything weird anymore. Disturbing, but not weird. I still find looking at crabs disturbing because they disturb the living crap out of me. And crustaceans. I'm not much into shellfish. Not much into fish, though. See people walking around with holes that they've made because of jewelry they wore. Or they look like they're studded. Very rarely do I come across them in my little town over here, but there are a few people like that. I even come across images on the internet that disturbs the living crap out of me, made by computer-generated images of holes on something. That disturbs the living crap out of me. I said that before, and I'll say it again. Trypophobia or typhonia or something like that. I don't know. There's no kind of phobia for that one. They're still trying to decipher what the hell it is. And also, if you're looking at organized patterns of circles or geometric shapes that kind of disturb you, either natural or artificial, it leaves you a little bit disturbed sometimes. Just look at a damn spore from certain trees would have. Would have spores all over them, and when they popped out the spores, you leave this hulk, this husk. And then you look at the damn thing and you're freaking out about it. I know I have, because it's freaked me out too many damn times. I come across on the internet somebody's trying to scare the living crap out of people with computerized images, photoshopped or computer generated, of how people are mutilating themselves. You would have holes in their skin. Holes in the feet. Holes, holes, holes. Just to piss people off, just to get a rise out of them. I did a video about that one a hell of a long while ago. Scared the fuck out of me, still does. A biological self-defense mechanism of flight or fight. See this damn shit? You're revulsed, you're repulsed, and you got to get away from it. A beautiful sunflower. A beautiful sunflower. And you see the patterns in it. And the part of your brain is like, oh my God, I can't deal with the patterns anymore. Sometimes, in situations like that, I have to feel the patterns. My brain's telling me one thing, but if I feel the patterns, do the patterns do anything? My shoes, stitches, organized. Feel the patterns. They stretch, they shape. I can deal with it. Anything else these days? But that's my revelation of being human at this point over here. A computer keyboard. It's patterned, but yet it's not. It's got its own keyboard pattern that one person has learned and how to type in. You type on the damn thing, you're not even realizing that you're typing on the thing, and then it's, wow. Muscle memory. No problem with that. Remote controls. They have their own distinct patterns. They have their own distinct forms and functions. Something like this, you probably think, oh my God, it's a pattern. It's going to screw me over. I feel the damn thing, and I use this damn thing constantly. Why is it a threat? Differences like that, like looking into a damn camera and you're seeing it, or seeing images of what probably insects look at. Something like those things nauseate the living crap out of me. It's some things I'm saying because it's part of who I am. It's part of the biological nature. It's not the psychological nature I developed. It's something that happened. Something probably genetic that we've all got. It pisses me off, but what isn't? So, I am trying to explain in this rambling here of how things theoretically are supposed to be, what they are and what they are not. And what they're not right now is what we're comfortable with, what our comfort level is. Looking at a camera, looking at ourselves, and trying to decide if we can actually deal with the face, or can we not deal with the face? Can we actually not put a thumb, cover everything else? Of course, I got a lot of stuff in the damn thumb, don't I? I can actually see my thumb that way. Wow! Put a piece of tape on it, and you can't even see yourself. Or are we going to be one of those kind that keeps sticking the face closer and closer to the camera, watching everything else fall down on the floor? Yeah. Let's not do that again, shall we? Anyway, have a nice day.